was that like
Okay, go
my
ahead.
my coach, there's only a certain amount of money scholarships that they have available, which is another good thing.
Hmm.
There's a lot of scholarships available, and they don't have to be all full scholarships. Basketball and
Right.
football is just like a full scholarship, but track they give partial scholarships, so you can get like anything from a book scholarship to a full scholarship. You know, quarter room and board, fees, whatever. There's a whole myriad of things you can get, and you can earn
Wow.
more as you go.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and say you're like you're pretty good, and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo offered me a 4 years full ride, but UCLA offered me books, and I really want to go to UCLA.
Hmm.
UCLA is not that expensive, not like say SC or Pepperdine, something like that.
Right. Right.
So I got my kids come to UCLA then. And if
Right.
you get better and better, you can get a bigger scholarship.
Right. Right.
Or and or I did this, which got me in trouble because I was honest. I said, you better take that full scholarship up at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Because you know, good well, your family can afford it. You better go take it. And that's
Yeah.
how I was. So I was like, look, and I know this from experience. Track and field is one of those sports where you have long time relationships. There's
Hmm.
people I know from track who know from way, way, way back, who I'm still friends with.
Right.
Elementary school officials who are officials when I compete, they're still around officiating.
Hmm.
It's like that. So you don't want to do anybody wrong, do anybody dirty. And
Right.
you are your word anyway. And it just was right. You know, so that's how I carry
Right.
myself. And so my coach at UCLA used to get mad at me. And I was like, look, I'm sorry. This is me. I'm putting my name on this. Y'all
That's
don't care.
right. That's right. And you know, you mentioned that it's funny, well, like in what was it, basketball, I guess now they can accept endorsements
That's all the sports.
yeah, isn't
All the
that
sports.
something? It should have been like that all along.
Well, you know, the thing is that, you know, people aren't going to do things till they have to. And the
Right.
NCAA basically just has a big monopoly over college sports, and they're making billions of dollars. And
Right.
they just kept fighting it and fighting it. And finally people went to the court system and finally said, wait a minute, you know, this is not right. The only
Right.
problem is going to be hard balancing it because football and basketball are the revenue making sports, the men's sports, and you know, women's basketball a little bit, but for the most part, all those sports pay for all the other sports, like the Olympic sport. They pay for track and field. They
Mm-hmm.
pay for the other sports. Very few sports pay for themselves. Sports
Right.
from school to school maybe, but overall, it's basketball, it's football and basketball, and really primarily football is what
Right.
pays for stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, should the football players make more than the field hockey person, or should they all make the same? Or is this endorsement deal they're getting because this company really wants them, or because this guy went to the same school and the coach called him and said, hook this guy up?
Yeah.
Those where there's a way to do stuff, they're gonna find out because they've done this kind of stuff anyway with recruiting. So
Right.
to me, it's kind of like it just kind of just puts it above board. It's kind of
Yeah.
like it's kind of like legalizing marijuana. It's
Right.
out there anyway. I want to legalize it.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Only to tax. Well, that's, about taxation, and
Exactly.
that's such a racket with that
Oh my gosh.
situation.
Boy,
You know,
think about that.
I was having a
Mm-mm-mm.
conversation about that, and how, there's so many health benefits to that.
Mhm.
And then on the flip side, if you want to get into that business, you have to have all cash pretty much to pay your fees.
Right,
People are standing in line with, $70,000 to
right,
pay a permit fee. I mean,
right.
that,
Crazy
that's a
stuff.
whole, yeah, it's
That's
awful.
crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, but yeah, that's with regards to endorsements, I'm glad that that's just another opportunity for athletes to
Yeah,
be able
because
to
the thing is, the
cash
next
in on
level is
some
not
money.
guaranteed. The next level is not guaranteed. And the
No,
thing
it's
is,
not.
I mean, some people have the ability to be a student athlete, and people used to get mad at me, especially like the black students and stuff. I say I was an athlete student, and they get mad. I'm like, look, I'm here for sports. I'm not gonna
Right,
lie.
right.
But just because I'm here for sports doesn't mean I can't do academics well. Also, I can do more than one thing well at a time.
Right.
Thank you. I'm also a DJ too. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I'm also in my fraternity too. I
Right.
do this too. What's
Right.
up? What's
Right.
wrong with you guys? Well, I don't have to do just one thing. I can't just do one thing. I do everything well.
Right.
So they used to bug them. But I had enough confidence to walk into my own drum. And then people understood it later, but I wasn't trying to, kowtow to people just because you're supposed to do that. I'm like, anyways, I don't care.
Right.
Y'all see all you want. I was on the panel. I was up there with Tommy Smith and other people too. And they were like, at first people looked like, what? Looking sideways. Then when I explained, they said, oh, okay. But they still were trying to argue with me. I'm like, I don't care, you guys. I said, and that's fine that you think that.
Right.
This is what I think about me.
Right. Right.
Unless you paying my bills, go about your way.
Exactly. Exactly. And you have to stand up for yourself in
That's
those,
right.
you have to speak up. That's what I noticed, that, in situations, I don't care how afraid you are,
Right.
you have to speak up for yourself, because nobody's gonna
That's right.
offer something if you don't say it,
That's right.
and call them
That's right.
on the table. So.
Well, the thing is, it's like that with a lot of stuff. I know that when I was growing up, being tall and having broad shoulders, a lot of times people thought that I was big-headed because of the way I walked around. When the complete opposite was really going on. I was all insecure about all kinds of different stuff, but people took it the wrong way and they try to tear me down. But the thing is, I knew to latch on to people who lifted me up.
Right.
And be around positive people, and I lifted myself up, and I know that's why I made it. So even now, I look in the mirror like, yeah, you look good today. Yeah, that looks good. Well, hey, who else gonna say it? Now, if someone else does, thank the Lord. Thank you for saying that. I'm gonna say it again. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say it because I need to hear it, so I know.
Right.
And that's what I do with my athletes, and that's why I'm so successful with my athletes, because I tell them, I'd say, look, hey, when you come to practice, I'm gonna tell you how good you are. Right. Just like when I see my daughters, you can ask them every time. I tell them how beautiful they are, how smart they are, how they can do anything they want to, and that's just me saying hi. Right. That's just every single time. Yeah. So every time I see them, I'm uplifting them. And you think about it, how many people do that? You don't even do that for your own kids, your own mate.
I mean, you have to do that. Just to, in my opinion, to survive.
Yep.
Because like you said, nobody's going to lift you up, but your God, and you have to tell yourself, it's amazing.
And if somebody does lift you up, consider it a blessing. You know what I'm saying? That's why for me, I'm so thankful for all the people who were there to lift me in whatever way they did.
Yeah,
they did their part.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I feel like I'm doing now. I'm just doing my part, because I know that the reason why a lot of people aren't successful is because they don't believe in themselves, and they hear a lot of negative things and they repeat it to themselves and they make that fact when it's not. When they say the devil's a liar, that is a lie. You've been telling yourself lies over and over again. Tell yourself some good truths over and over again and see what the results are.
Exactly.
And it changes everything. I know for me, the success came because I believed it. If you can see it, you can do it.
Yes.
And I believe that completely. Yeah. And I know that I willed my way to a lot of situations. I wanted to go to UCLA, but I couldn't go there first. I went to UCLA, but I got to UCLA anyway, though, because I wanted to go there. I wanted to make that Olympic team. I didn't make it the first time, barely made it that time, but I made it. And I kept on sticking with it, And the thing is, by the time I got to the chance to break the world record, I wasn't asking, can I? That was my time to let the world know I'm taking it right now. Carl Lewis jumped the furthest jump in history ever. And you would think that anybody would have cracked at that moment. But I turned around, I looked at my coach and I said, that's not going to win it. And I went down there and jumped with all of the confidence in the world. And I broke the world record. If Carl jumped further, I was going to do it again. But then the next year at the Olympics, it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Because now the Olympics is different now. Now I'm the champion. Now Carl's looking at me. He's pissed at me, trying to get me. And now I'm the star. and I'm everybody looking at me, and people think I'm Michael Jordan. And matter of fact, I just saw Michael Jordan. He said, "Hey, MP." And I was warming up for my long jump, and somebody kept yelling my name. I looked like, who's this yelling at me? And it's Spike Lee. Wow. And I'm just like, wow, this is different. So I was dealing with a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And Carl, he already won 4 gold medals at 84 and 3 more at 88.
Yeah.
He's old news. So he came in there, boom, and he beat me by an inch. And I had all that stuff to deal with, and he still beat me by an inch. And it was into a negative wind. The wind changed around. So sometimes it's like, you know what? Stuff ain't supposed to happen. Right. And that's the beauty of it, though. That's really difficult for me, not having won the gold medal in the Olympics. It's the hardest athletic defeat of my career. It's really hard to me. It hurts me. It makes me cry. Inside it hurts still. Yeah. But it shows you what life is about.
Yes.
It's the ups and the downs. You got to deal with the ups and the downs. Right. So I look at the lessons of it. So now it's like what my life had been like had I won and then beat Carl again and broke the world record. Who could have told me what? You could have told me nothing then. I was already thinking I was the man. Right. If I did that too, beat Carl won the gold medal. Anyways. Right. I'd have been wrapped around telephone pole somewhere in a whatever kind of car. I'm convinced of it because my life would have gone out of control. And then it was already hard enough being a Mike Powell, the world record holder. It was already enough. It was enough. It was too much for me. So it
was a lot of pressure at that, like you're saying, it was a lot of pressure.
Well, I didn't mind the pressure. I put more pressure on myself than other people.
Yeah.
That was fine. That was par for the course. I needed that. I needed that to get me going. Yeah. What was hard was being a celebrity. Because I'm an open person. Yeah. And I wear my heart on my sleeve. You know who I am. Right. So in the public, I'm open. So people come up to me. And around that time, especially when I first broke the world record, it was really difficult because, I mean, unless you're a track fan, you didn't know who I was. Right. But then it went from that to I was on the front page of every newspaper in the world. Yes. In the world. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a United States thing. It was a worldwide thing. Right. And so I went from people not knowing me to knowing me, you know. And like my first track meet, I went back to Europe. I went shopping. I was in Brussels, like an outdoor mall. And I'm sitting there shopping with a group of people following me around. Matter of fact, Tony was with me. He came over to visit me. Yeah. And we were walking around. And he's like, man, these people follow. I said, okay. So we came out of the store one time. It's about a couple hundred people out there. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Wow. We went to another store. We came out. There were thousands of people outside the door. We couldn't get out. Wow. We went out the door and we got smashed up against the glass. They had to call the police. The police came driving through the mall in their cars, pulled me and Tony and threw us in the back of the police car and pulled us out of the mall. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I had no idea. That was crazy. Wow. So I could imagine being like a Michael Jackson or whatever. So at that moment, I realized in certain settings, it was different. Yes. It was different. So that changed my life. So it made me, it was difficult for me at times because it made me really anxious because I didn't know how to act. You know, because so it just became like I almost had to assume that everybody knew who I was so I wouldn't be surprised, because once I let my guard down, then somebody would just, hey, you around like, oh, well, I'm trying to eat. It's like you don't know people are coming or going. You don't know. Right. So it's like you're standing on guard. Right. You know, and it's easier that way. You have your own personal time. Like you said, you want to eat dinner or, you know, just chill out, and you're getting rushed from a crowd. You're not used to that. Well, and the thing was weird. It could be a situation where I get rushed. It'd be another situation where nobody would know. So it was crazy. So especially like coming back to the States, a lot of people knew, but I still live a regular kind of existence, but not in Europe or Japan. Oh, wow. Because even still, when I travel now, wherever I go, or any place else in the world, I'm a celebrity. When I get off the plane, the press is there. Most time the newspaper or some kind of print media is there, whether it be a television camera. That's just the norm. But when I come here, it's like, anyways, get out the way. So whether you got a gold medal, get out the way, whatever. Oh gosh, that's terrible. This is LA.
Yeah.
Now, if I lived like in Louisiana, or something, I have a school named after me, a
Yeah.
street named after me. For real, I'd be the mayor. I'd probably be a councilman, something
Yeah.
crazy. But in
Right.
LA, anyways,
It's so much going on here in LA. You know, we got
everybody's
all these
somebody.
teams. Yeah.
Everybody's somebody in LA. You didn't
Yeah.
know? You didn't know what? But you know what? It's fine,
Wow.
because I mean, I like to be able to use the celebrity that I have to be able to do things, the
Yes.
blessings and stuff, like to be able to speak and to travel the world and do that type of stuff and meet like
Yes.
great people. But the blessings of being able to work with athletes too, you
Yes.
know, that
Yes.
kind of stuff. Because to me, like my athletes I work with, they feel like, wow, I get to work with Mike Powell. And little do they know, I'm like, wow, I get to be a part of their dream.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
get more out of it because
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
get to see the growth. And the thing
Right.
is, I know I can help them. I've been doing this a long time. I
Right.
know I can help. I can help them just by talking to them, let alone teaching
Oh
them.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
if they hang with me, because it's one thing for a coach to say you can be good. It's another thing for Mike Powell, who you trust, to say you can be good.
Right.
You believe that, because
Oh
that's why I
yeah.
was successful, because people like Jackie Joyner Kersey and Florence Griffith Joyner
Yes.
told me that I could be good. And I'm like, really? Okay.
Wow.
If he said that, then I must be. I better do it.
Yes. Yes. Wow.
So I realized how much of a force that is. So I always try to speak confidence and speak positivity, not only just the people that I'm working with, but just into the world in general.
Yes. Yes. Wow, that is amazing and awesome all in the same sentence.
I'm that same guy, Paula. I'm that same guy for the homie from way back
I
when.
see you are. You are just the same person. So am I,
Yeah, I know.
we just got a little older. That's
That's it. I'm fighting it off. I'm
yeah,
fighting mine
me
off,
too.
boy.
Me
I'm
too.
staying. Hey,
Every day.
my brother is 60. What? Wow. I'm 58. So he's six. Wow. Ronnie's 66. He'll be 69, 67 this year. Ron's 66 and he looks good. So I'm
Wow.
like, cool. Every time I see him, I'm like, good, good, good.
Yes.
This
You have
that
to
black on Crocs
exercise.
is working over here.
It is. It is a mile a day. I'm out there every
There you
day,
go.
hills and,
Yeah.
just every day. And
You
that's
gotta keep it moving. Whatever
you
you do, you
do.
gotta keep it moving. That's what I tell people. Say, I don't like what I said, find something you want to do then. You gotta do
You
something.
have to do something. And
Yeah.
I try to, at one point I was those little runs that they have in different cities, like they're
Yeah.
having a turkey trot in Dana
Yeah. Yeah.
Point. Those are a lot of fun.
Yeah, they are. For
The
you
not
guys.
the LA marathon, but they
Fun
have
for
like a
you.
5K. Huh?
Yeah,
What's that?
fun for you. I'd be like, there she go. I don't do
Well,
that.
no, I'm
I
not
ran
running.
one time.
Oh,
I ran, and me and Mr. Competitive,
yes.
I got fourth place in the 5K.
Oh,
I ran like 18 minutes something. I was sore for like a week.
yeah.
And
You
I
have
was like,
to,
I ain't never
yeah.
doing that again. I did it like at the end of my season, screwed my season up and everything. I think I wasn't supposed to do that.
You know what? I think what it is for me, I notice it's running on the street,
Right. And that's what I
that's
did.
really hard on your knees and
Yeah.
all that.
That's what I did.
Mhm.
It was during a cruise, and we are in Cayman Islands, and we ran on the cement. And
Mhm. Oh
I
God.
don't run on cement.
Oh
I can't do
no.
that because it killed my body. Like when I
Yeah.
see people run on the street, I'm
I don't,
like,
yeah.
I just want to run one and be like, run on the grass.
Yes.
It's so much
Yeah.
better. And there's
It
grass.
is.
You got grass in your backyard.
Exactly. It's like, don't run on concrete. That's the
And don't
worst
run on
thing
the
you can
track.
do.
Don't run on
Yeah.
the track
Run on a
either. If you
track.
have to go to the track, but run on the grass on the inside of the track. Way
Yes,
better for you. I
it
never
is.
run on the track.
It is.
My athletes, I take them when we go to the track. I rarely I put spikes on later as I can. Most times, if I can, I take off their shoes, be barefoot, and we go on the grass.
Oh,
That's the
really?
best. Yes, that's the best because because the thing is, when you're wearing shoes, your feet don't get a chance to move around,
Right.
and your body moves because of everything your foot does on the ground. And you have, and it's like, that's why it's good to work in sand, because you get to separate all those muscles in between your toes and your feet.
Yeah.
Because if you have any kind of problems in your body, it's coming from your feet, because that's what's on the ground.
Right.
If your feet are good, your body's good. Your feet are messed up, and your body's gonna be messed up. So that's why it's real important for you to have proper shoes and stuff on.
Right.
But people don't pay attention to it. They won't look good. They won't look. I said, you gotta be functional out there.
No, that's really, that's a good word, because some years back, I lived down in Huntington Beach, right across from PCH. I mean, like 17th and PCH. And so my neighbor was a personal trainer.
Right.
And so we exchanged services. I would do her hair. And so she would train me. We go running on the beach at 5 a.m.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, that was a workout from like 17 to downtown where the pier is and back.
Wow. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. That's a long way.
Yeah.
But you know, too, though,
but it was good.
To make that commitment, to get up, that's the part.
Oh, yeah.
To get up 5 o'clock and do that, that lets you know this is serious business.
Yeah.
This is not messing around. I'm committed.
You have to take working out of your mindset of a workout. Like my workout is, brush your teeth, get dressed, put on your gym clothes, go work out.
Exactly.
That's my day. Like
that's right. Exactly.
It's not a workout that I only do on this. That's part of my life.
It's part of what you do. Exactly. And that's what people don't understand. You need, like you said, you need to make it a part of your routine, a part of your life. And the thing is, like, one of the training principles that you use as a coach and as an athlete too, your body will adapt after 3 weeks, after 21 days. So you have to change the training stimulus and change the training, because the body will adapt, because the body seeks out homeostasis. It seeks out that point where it could be most effective.
Right.
So conversely, if you want your body to get used to something, do it for 3 weeks. So I always tell people, if you want to do a diet or do whatever you want to do, whatever it is, do it for 3 weeks, because then it becomes a part of you. Then you just do it. And then whatever it is, it will work. But if you do it for 3 weeks and stop, or 2 weeks and stop, then you need to give it a chance to work. But if you go 3 weeks, it's the magic number. It's like 21 days. You do 21 days, it's a part of you. And then it's like, then your body like, okay, this is waking up. It's time to go now.
Right.
And now it's been 3 weeks since you had a soda, and your body's like, I don't like soda anymore now.
Right.
That's how it works.
And that's true. That is absolutely true. Yeah. Wow. Well, it was so nice talking to you today.
Oh my goodness. We were just catching up.
I know.
It was the audience happened to be there.
I know. This was really enlightening. I learned a lot too, just about, your coaching, and that's really good work that you're doing, because our young people, they need to get into something more physical, for those that want to take the physical route and, compete in a sport versus technology.
Whatever it is. I mean, like my oldest daughter, she made the Olympic team for Canada, thank God.
Wow.
My youngest daughter, she's a really great athlete. My middle daughter, she's a pretty good athlete, but she just never got into it. But she wants to start doing something physical. She's wrestling.
Wow.
She's on a wrestling team.
Wow.
Because she wanted to lose some weight. I said, okay, baby. I said, your senior year, let's get ready. So I went to work out. We worked out 4 days a week. We started working out, and she was in there and she was hitting it.
Yeah.
And she was strong too. I'm like, babe, I said, you're strong. I said, she's almost the same weight I was. I'm like, dang.
Wow.
So she was going after it. And then, so she called me, and she left me send a text to me like about a month late into our training. And so I can't go to training day. I said, why? I said, guess what? I said, what? She goes, I joined the wrestling team. I was like, go ahead, baby. Oh. Go ahead. So she found her own way. And so now I looked up and I was looking at her and I said, Carla, I said, did you lose weight? I lost 25 pounds.
Wow.
From doing the wrestling and stuff.
Wrestling is good. And you know what? It's a good camaraderie with the kids, I noticed. Because my younger son, he participated in wrestling, football, and what else? What other sport? Basketball.
Right.
But wrestling, I went to a couple of events and there were some girls in there.
Yeah.
And just the camaraderie with all of the kids.
With them,
and
yeah.
how they were all different sizes.
That's right,
and
right.
I thought, you know what, this is really
This is
cool.
good,
I never
yeah.
knew wrestling was that cool.
Right, yeah, yeah. I didn't think of it.
Me either.
But when my daughter said, I was like, hey, whatever it is, baby, because she's in the band too. And so,
oh, cool.
So guess who's at every football game?
Yes.
I'm out there. Woo! I mean, I like to watch the football game too, but I'm saying to see my daughter.
Yes.
Get out the way.
Yes.
I'm still a fool too.
Oh, no. You know what? It's good to hear you. We're gonna close off, Michael. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show. And I just really enjoyed your company.
Thank you,
Paulette. And you
Paulette.
have to come back and see us again.
Anytime. I said we got all kinds of topics we can hit on.
Yes, we do.
I ain't
yes,
scared.
we do.